We used to go to the blues jam, and I'd go up to be the singer, and it was like 5 guys you never played with before. He was one of them, and he was the drummer when I first met him. And
with the cardboard box.
Did you go on the cardboard box?
On the cardboard box?
Yeah.
A mic in it?
Yeah. And I always would ask the guitar player, what key do you like to play in? What key are you comfortable playing a solo in? And I'd say, well, go.
And so now you've handed me a national and open E. Yeah. So there's only one key with my limited slide vocabulary.
Right. Go. You say you love me, baby. Please call me on the phone sometime. You say you love me, baby. Please call me on the phone sometime. Just to hear your sweet voice ease my worried mind.
Wow, what is that? I couldn't remember I'm in open G or open A. It's been so long. You just...
You like that sound?
I do like that.
On today's episode of PJ and the Beard, we're on a field trip. We've come to the outskirts of Harrisburg, Pennsylvania to spend some time with Ray here in this glorious place with all of these instruments, very eclectic in nature by some of them. But we're going to throw it now to the Beard to interview his dear friend of more than 2 decades.
So we're sitting here with Ray. This is Ray's world. So, as we've been doing this YouTube thing, one of the things Pat and I keep talking about is the field trips and liking to go on the field trips and what the field trips that we have coming up, and this is, I guess, one of those. And so this, to me, is kind of special because I get to sit here tonight with somebody I would consider as a strange character maybe, but a musical mentor, too, over the years, right? So my journey in playing guitar and getting into music was at the Blues Society Jam. Wow, it had to be like 97.
Nah, more like 99.
Somewhere in there.
Because when my son came home from college, he discovered it and took me there.
Okay.
He says, bring your mandolin and go there. And I was always a firm believer that you can take any instrument that you want and play any genre of music with it. And when I first walked in with the mandolin, I was told, like, we don't do no country, no bluegrass here. I just had to laugh, and I said, this mandolin don't know how to play that kind of music.
That's awesome. So, yeah, probably, because I'm thinking it was right after so I would have started 97, 98, maybe you started 90. Anyway, in that time period, you know, we're talking the very early days of the Blues Jam, the Blues Society of Central Pennsylvania.
Just celebrated its 20th year.
Its 20th year.
Yeah.
One of their first meetings happened in that place. That was the Lochiel Hotel on Chenoy Street in Harrisburg. The people that went to that jam still hold a warm place in their heart for it, I would say. The Blues Society's been through 3 or 4 different locations, but if you ever come into Pennsylvania, I would certainly look up the Blues Society of Pennsylvania, Central PA. Go to the Thursday Night Blues Jam. You won't be disappointed. That is 20 years going.
20 years going strong through floods and everything else.
Right. And so some of my guitars that are in my collection at home that have been on the show before, we've mentioned they came from my favorite music store. Yeah. Kind of snarky mentions of my favorite music store, and we are now sitting in that place. It's not really a store. This is Ray's basement.
And he holds a library card. He can check out anything he wants for recording or playing a gig or whatever. And we've been friends for 20 years, and you know it's safe with him. I know that.
Right. And my 335, my Starfire, I have, and that Vox guitar that you showed up one night to the Blues Jam just handed me this strange Vox guitar. So, great stuff. Let's talk about the Blues Jam. So, one of the things that I was thinking about as we were driving over here, the last time I saw Ray was just a week or two ago at a dear friend's funeral. And so as I was driving over here, I was thinking about all the moments at the Low Keel Hotel and the 40 and 8 and then some of the other places. And I was wondering, and then knowing that you and Mitch Ivanoff had long friendship, dating back longer than the Blues Society.
51 years.
51 years. Favorite memory? I don't think we can get together and not ask that.
Favorite musical memory or favorite memory?
Favorite memory of Mitch. Can you come up with one?
I can give you a couple. Real quick. First time I ever played chess with Mitch. We're sitting at the Low Keel. In between sets, someone else is playing. And he says, "You want to play chess?" I said, "I'm not very good, but I'll give it a shot." So we sat there and I moved around and finally he beat me. And he said, "I could have beat you 4 or 5 moves ago, but I was just having fun with conversation." He was that kind of guy.
Yes.
And musically, Mitch and I and Lee and Jeff, Lee Carroll and Jeff Lynch were playing a art gallery opening. It was a freebie that Jeff lined up and we were all doing it. And I had just bought this green National guitar. And I thought, wow, well, it'll be 5 days. I said, wow, I'm going to take this to the gig. This will be great. So we went and I played it the first set. Mitch said, "Can I play it?" I said, "Sure." So Mitch played it the second set and the third set. At the end, he's putting it in the case. And I'm just kind of standing back looking, trying to figure out what's going on. He says, "Raymond, I'm taking this home." He says, "This guitar got mojo." He said, "Figure out what you want for it, break it down into 3 payments. That's it." So a month goes by, I get the first check. Another month goes by, I get the second check. Another month goes by, I get the third check with a little note. "It's mine."
That's great. That's great. And I know the guitar you're talking about. It was
his guitar for 15 years maybe. But he took it right away. He said, "This guitar got mojo. It's mine."
So, is there anything else that we should touch on from the Low Keel? Any favorite Low Keel memories while we're here?
Well,
For the Blues Society people out
it's
there?
another memory that I have to give to Mitch Ivanoff. We were up on stage. Wasn't too many people there that night. I was playing bass. Mitch was playing guitar. And Kenzie was playing the other guitar, who was also deceased. I guess I'm lucky to be alive.
It's getting scary.
So this new guy comes up to play guitar. And Mitch and I were always the ones that would take the new guys up. For some reason, they like to do that to us. And we're playing this Key to the Highway in A. Playing the song, we go through, Mitch takes a solo, Kenzie takes a solo. I sing a couple more verses. Mitch points to the guy to take a solo. Well, he starts out in this blistering solo in G. The song's in A. Mitch gives me the sign, I stop playing, Kenzie stopped playing, Mitch stopped playing. We let the guy finish his solo. We didn't want to play over top of him because you knew it would sound bad. When he finished, Mitch leaned down from his big, huge body, leaned down and said, "Now play it in the other A."
You have to know. Those who know will know. Yeah, those who know will know. That's great. There's a lot of Low Keel and Mitch. Two that just popped out as I was driving over is I never saw Mitch violent until, not even that he was violent, but I saw a guy that was drunk, not acting right, get carried out of the Low Keel by him one time. That's a memory from the Low Keel. And then for me, a non-related Mitch memory is Billy Stock and Razor coming in overalls one night and playing One Way Out and a couple other tunes and just tearing the roof off of that place. That was when I was first going out. And
there were so many talented musicians that played on that stage. And there were so many bands that were made from guys meeting guys. And and you like the way this guy played, you like the way this guy played the drums, you like the way this guy played bass, you'd form a 4-piece band. You might last 6-8 months, and then you just go back to the low keel and find new bandmates.
Or you could last years. I mean, the band we met on that stage and played together for years and years. Yeah, I mean, that was a time, and we probably need to get out of this, but there was a time there because during the low keel days, you also had the Roma down the street. So people would go down and book bands at the Roma. Everybody would go to the jam, then roll down to the Roma to watch the band, and it was a whole
night.
There was a whole scene going on around, and you could go see a blues band any night of the week. Back then, Krypton was playing.
Many nights I'd get the first set at the low keel and then go down and play at the Roma.
Right. So it was a good time. So we're sitting in Ray's world, and this is probably one of my favorite kind of personal collections that people have, because it's if you've been watching the channel, and I don't know when this video is coming out, but if you saw the video on Brody, amazing guitars, right? If you haven't seen that, go back and watch it. But it's kind of focused on electroacoustic guitars. There's some other things, right?
Yeah.
This is
eclectic.
right. We have rezzos, we have mandolins, you have lap steels, electric guitars, amps.
Well, I kind of built it and put it all together so that I could get people to come here. Because I'll give you a good example.
It's
This
working.
is the most effective track I've ever seen.